Let's see. Thanks for having me. I got really nervous. I got this email from Devin and Laura with this very precise schedule down to the minute and second of how long each of you could talk and how long I could talk. Laura just got us ahead by 38 seconds, but all I could think about was the ghost of Paul Wettenhall. So let me tell you a little bit about NCIDEA. We're a private foundation based in Durham whose mission is to empower North Carolinians to reach their full entrepreneurial potential. Even though NC is in the name, we're not a state agency. We don't get any money from the state. We essentially have an endowment that allows us to grow the North Carolina economy by helping startups. We do that with several programs. Several of them are direct to entrepreneur. So we make grants to entrepreneurs through two programs, a micro grant program. We have two of those winners on our panel today. We also have a seed, those are $10,000 grants, and we have a seed grant program where we make grants of $50,000 to startups. We also run a customer discovery program very much along the lines of what's done here at Ventureprise. Most of those companies tend to be from our area, just like most of the companies here tend to be from Charlotte. We also make grants to organizations around the state that help startups. And there's two flavors of those. One we call Engage grants, which are $5,000 grants that can go to individuals, organizations, or companies to do a $5,000-ish like program. So we've made grants to Black Tech Charlotte. Sam Smith had one for a program that they ran back in January. So sort of point things like that can help bring together the local participants in the startup ecosystem. And then we make ecosystem grants, which typically are $100,000 approximately over a couple years. And over the last 3 years, we have made 24 of those across the state. And as you've already heard, Ventureprise is one of those. And also in the Charlotte area this last summer, we made grants to Innovate Charlotte and Start Charlotte as well. And these organizations are doing the same work that we're trying to do, which is to help entrepreneurs across the state of North Carolina. The last program that we've just launched in the last year is something called the Ice House Entrepreneurship Program. And our objective with that program is to educate by 2025 100,000 North Carolinians with an entrepreneurial mindset. And the notion here is not necessarily that 100,000 companies will get started. There's only so many people that really actually have an idea. But that mindset, that thinking that entrepreneurs have can be valuable in any walk of life, be that working at a big company, working at a university, going to school. And so those same traits that make entrepreneurs different and great can apply anywhere. And so we are right now training facilitators who will bring that program around the state. So I picked up another minute. So we're excited to partner with Ventureprise, and let's turn it over to the people that you really want to hear from. So each of these folks is going to give us a little 2-minute elevator pitch. I'm going to ask them a couple questions, and then we'll move on to the next one. First, we have Desmond Wiggin Jr. His company is called BatteryXchange. They're a 2.5K Ventureprise Lab grant awardee, and they were a semifinalist in our seed grant program. Take it away.
Definitely. You mind if I stand?
Please do.
Cool. Just so I can see the room. Good evening. My name is Desmond Wiggin. I'm the CEO and co-founder of BatteryXchange. BatteryXchange is a rental platform, and we provide portable batteries for cell phone users to keep their life charged on the go. I wanted to start off today by just talking about my team. So I met my co-founder in undergrad. We went to Winston-Salem State University. We were both business majors. We were both a part of the same fraternity, and we both shared similar cultural backgrounds. I was from Jamaica, and he was from Ghana. And we shared the value of connecting people to resources, technology, and things that were important to them. We reconnected because of our MBA program in China, of all places. There, we cultivated BatteryXchange, and we started to look at the market opportunity in America. Literally 270 million plus smartphone users across the nation. If we could just get a piece of that, we could be onto something big. We wanted to focus on connecting individuals to their friends and family, to social media, to work, and we didn't want them to have to worry at the end of a late night to call an Uber, right? That's one of the biggest problems. Customer discovery and Ventureprise allowed us to really hone in on our target market, Gen Z and millennials, individuals like myself that are plugged to our phones. In fact, these individuals spend 50% of their typical day around their cell phones compared to older generations. A recent study came out and it showed that 7 out of 10 individuals in this demographic complained about stress and anxiety when their cell phone was low or completely dead. We wanted to alleviate all that. Our next step, it was important for us to get some market validation and proof of concept. So here's what we did. We leveraged some major events in Charlotte, North Carolina, an NBA All-Star Weekend, CIAA, and St. Patrick's Day pub crawl in order to put our product in the hands of customers. We got them to touch, feel, and of course pay for our service. Our next steps include building out our team, further developing our technology, and focus on growth. I look forward to speaking with you guys upstairs.
What's a millennial? No. So not being of your generation, tell me about the customer discovery that actually convince me that there's actually a market for a product like this, because there's some of us that aren't so wired to the phone.
Yeah, so during our program with UNCC Ventureprise, it forced us to go into the environments where individuals that are millennials ran into situations to where they were running into a dead battery. So I did a lot of my customer discovery, and you could ask John, in bars, restaurants, and at all-day events to really hone in on the pain points. And during this time, I actually found out how much they would pay and ended up over time increasing our initial fee for what we were charging. But just going in and talking to these individuals, they would go throughout their day working their 9 to 5 and then go catch some drinks with their friends. While they're catching their drinks with their friends, they're checking in emails, they're checking social media, they're checking in with their families, and they're not carrying battery charges. A recent statistic that we also found was that 80% of these individuals don't carry a portable charger with them outside of their homes, right? And the average cell phone user is at least charging 2.2 times a day. So if you don't have a charger and you need to charge your cell phone and you're out, what do? A lot of them have to end their evenings early or just suffer with a dead battery. So we didn't want that to be a thing.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next, we have Deandra Newman, co-founder of JouleScout.
First, let me start off and say that my battery's running low, and I'm about to go to Raleigh, and I could totally use that. So, hi, everybody. My name is Deandra Newman Salvador, and I am the CEO and founder of JouleScout. At JouleScout, we're helping people make money by being smarter about when to use energy. Our platform strengthens the relationship between electricity providers and their customers. Our platform notifies their customers of key times to save or shift their energy use in return for a financial incentive and also receiving personalized education. But you may be wondering, why would an electricity provider want somebody to use or shift their energy use? And that's a great question. Through a lot of our customer discovery, we discovered that there are 2 primary types of electricity providers. There are those that we know really well, like Duke, that actually both generate and distribute their electricity. So they may have a coal plant, natural gas, solar, what have you. And then there are a whole slew of other utility providers, such as cooperatives and others that serve over 50 million customers in the United States, and that's households that don't produce electricity at all. And when they are purchasing electricity from wholesale markets, just a few hours outside of the year can end up being 40% of their operation costs. So just reducing peak demand by 5% can save $3 billion every single year. And that's without tying in the personalized education or the financial incentives. So what does JouleScout look like to the end user, our electricity provider's customers? We notify them 24 hours before by text, phone, or web platform that they can reduce their energy use from 6 to 7 or 7 to 9, and we in turn tell them what their financial incentive will be, anywhere from $5 to $50 depending on the potential value to the utility. In turn, when they actually meet that, we let them know and they receive that cash reward. For the electricity provider, this significantly lowers their wholesale electricity cost. And these are not cost or revenue that is contributing to their operations. These costs are pass-through costs that we found through customer discovery, lower customer satisfaction, and actually can make it quite difficult for these particular types of utilities that tend to run as nonprofits or be publicly owned. So they have to answer to city council and local government who are hyper-focused about making sure the community rates are low and that they're also very happy. Over the last few months, we've been doing a great amount of customer discovery. We currently have spoken with individuals, employees, as well as the CEOs of CPS Energy, as well as Roanoke Electric Cooperative. We're meeting with Austin Energy's CEO. We've also met with the CEO of the Sacramento Municipal Utility District, as well as ComEd, Exelon, and we have a few more in the pipeline. From that, we've begun to identify where we may be able to do our initial pilot, and have gotten verbal agreements from at least one utility that is going to be sharing some historical data with us so we can start to work on our optimization algorithm. Right now, we're really looking for key partners both on the technology side, so if you work in the industry, even if it's not energy, we just want to talk to you as we're starting to build out our key business requirements documents. But in addition to that, we're really just looking to anybody that has electricity use in your home. If you're paying a bill, we want to know what motivates you, what you like, what you don't like, because we're also building in a great deal of the behavioral science into this. Just to give you a quick glimpse of our team, my background is in economics. I'm a TED 2018 fellow. My co-founder, Kate, has a degree in environmental science and computer science. I also serve on the Duke Energy State President's Stakeholder Advisory Council, the board of the National National Corporation of Sustainable Energy Association, and several others. So we're really posed to work within the industry, create a solution that can allow you to make money just by, instead of running your washer or dryer at 6, doing it at 7. Thank you.
I think I scared you and you talked long enough so that there wouldn't be time for a question for you when we talked earlier.
We had 2 extra minutes.
That, he took one of them and you took the other one. All right. So next up is Misha Kaushal from NextLevel STEM.
So that's okay. Hi everyone, my name is Misha Kaushal. I'm a PhD graduate. I'm actually graduating next week, and I'm here with I'm the CEO of NextLevel STEM. I'm here with my co-founder, Michael Walter, and my industry mentor, Laura Smills. So after working with high school science teachers, so I joined this program in 2014. After working with the high school science teachers for over 3 years, we identified that high school science teachers need something really contemporary in their high school labs, in their classroom culture. So we worked with the graduate students, teachers, curriculum directors, and we came up with a 3-in-1 semiconductor education kit, which actually combines the actual interdisciplinary projects of physics and chemistry. The real idea was to actually eliminate the need of the functional lab space, because we kept hearing back from teachers in our customer discovery programs that we don't have enough lab space. We can't do the chemistry experiments every time. So we came up with an experiment that you can actually just lie down on the table and start learning about really contemporary and the age-old experiments of the polymer science. What can you really do with the polymer semiconductors? So the other thing that we actually focused on was reducing the lab preparation time. So if you are a high school science teacher, you would know how overwhelming their schedule is. They have no time to prepare for really like extra experiments. So we kept hearing back again and again that, oh, we spend like 10 days preparing for a new experiment. So we actually figured out a way to reduce their lab preparation time by up to 50% or 75% in most of the cases. So this 3-in-1 semiconductor education kit that we have It actually includes hands-on experiments involving the flexible electronics, which includes making a working solar cells, making an organic light-emitting diode, which actually gets students pretty excited because they really want to learn how their cell phones and their working displays work. So the other thing, the third thing, is we're learning about the sensors. So all of these experiments, they're actually just like designed into one kit. The modules that we give them, they actually contain all the detailed instructions, the stepwise instructions on how to prepare from the materials to go from the material to the application. Now, the good thing about, the best thing actually I would say about our 3-in-1 semiconductor kit is it is delivered by professional development, which actually is through our customer discovery program. I interviewed more than 30 teachers regionally, and then I did national I-Core program. So we interviewed almost around 150 people and learned about the teachers' recertification hours need. So the professional development hours, they also combine the teachers' recertification need, eliminating the cost for the recertification for the whole school districts. So that is an additional thing that our product also provides. So we're actually really trying to bridge the gap between the experimental and the theoretical practices experienced by the science teachers. We're selling these kits to the STEM curriculum directors in the public schools because they're the one responsible for actually making the changes. And then we're also going to sell these kits to the science teachers and the principals of the private schools. There's a huge market right now for the STEM startups. We were lucky enough that our NSF I-Core program was in San Francisco, so we got to interview a lot of STEM startups, and they are excellent STEM startups. So moving on to the last steps that we are doing right now, our next step is getting to implement, like going to the implementation of the pilot workshops. So we are going to run the pilot workshops in summer, which are going to be in mid-June. They are going to be with the Office of STEM in the UNCC, and then we're running another workshop in the San Francisco area with another nonprofit, RAFT, which is going to be in July. So that's the next step. If you have any questions about the STEM startup and the what is our product, so we have a prototype which is going to be upstairs. So we're going to be on our booth. So please see us at Next Level STEM. Thank you.
Once again, you're not leaving me time to ask you questions. So next up is the founder of Amissa, John Corky. John, do you remember, John is a microgrant awardee from NCID. John, do you remember your pitch, the 5-minute pitch that you made for the NCID interview?
Yes.
Do you remember
Yes.
how long 5 minutes is?
I will. I'm going to keep this very
You
short.
have 2 minutes.
Yes, sir. I like to talk. I love what I do. And I'm going to ask by a show of hands, who here has had Alzheimer's impact your life? A family member, somebody that you know. Look around. It's all of us. And if you guys, hopefully everybody here wants to be 85 or older, you have a 50% chance of getting Alzheimer's. So my name is John Corky. I'm the founder of Amissa, which means lost in Latin and companion in Hebrew. And what I am doing right now is working with university students to develop a mobile app that does primarily 3 things. It enables a caregiver to track their loved one with their mobile phone using wearable technology, so we can let them know, a caregiver, hey, your mom's just wandering, this is where she's at. Number 2, we can take that wearable data and we can predict certain behaviors in Alzheimer's and other future opportunities. And then third, we're taking all that data and we're working with doctors to help delay the onset of Alzheimer's. I'm moving into this building tomorrow, and I would love anybody to come talk to me. I want to hear feedback from you. I want to set up a talk to talk to you and learn from your experience to help my customer development. I'll also give you Joe Biden's secret code word, or what is my background. I did Navy Special Ops for 25 years, and I protected Joe Biden when he went on vacation, so I have all the dirt. But please, come see me. I'm trying to help 6 million individuals that have Alzheimer's in the U.S. and the 14 million individuals that care for them that don't get paid. I want to help improve their lives. That was hopefully less than 2 minutes. Ready for a question. So
you're about to embark on this summer program. What are you going, at the end of the summer, what are you hoping to accomplish? What's going to tell you that you're on the right track?
Well, I'm still doing customer development. I'm still at the very beginning. I just think I got my number 2, my first partner, but it's to continue customer development and just figure out our roadmap. What can we do in the next 6 months, the next 12 months? Where do we want to be in the next 5 years? And just continue to validate our assumptions. We're also working, like I said, with the university here to develop an MVP app, and then hopefully we can get an MVP on an Apple Watch. We're hardware agnostic, but I want to start getting that in the hands of families that need it and figuring out, do you need this product? They've told me they do, but are you going to use it? How are you going to use it? What features do you like? What do you not like? What do you want to see brought into it? And just to continue that, that discovery.
Great. Thank you. Our last speaker is the founder of Gig Connected, Keith Clitheroe. He's also a NCIDEA microgrant winner.
Hey everyone, I'm Keith Clitheroe. I'm the founder and CEO of Gig Connected. We're a mobile-friendly web application that's helping to streamline the construction staffing process. And I'll break it down kind of into 3 areas where we're trying to add value. The first is there's a lot of time wasted when we think about construction, day laborers, skilled workers, matching up and meeting with employers. So you probably have seen workers standing outside of a Home Depot. You've probably heard of day labor centers. You've probably heard of staffing agencies. Both for workers and employers, this is a huge waste of time in a lot of ways. Employers they have to leave their job site to go find these workers, and workers have to go out and wait just for the hope that they'll be engaged with that day. So we have a mobile-friendly app that will allow them to search by zip codes, geographies, skills types, start dates, end dates of jobs. The second big area that we're solving for is transparency. Right now, employers don't have an idea of skill sets, so if they go to the Home Depot parking lot and they were to pick me up and to do drywall, they'd find pretty quickly that I'm not the right person, but they just wasted an hour of their time and an hour's worth of drywall materials. But likewise for the workers, they don't have an idea of whether or not their workers' rights are going to be protected, the job site's going to be safe, if they're going to get paid on time, and those sorts of things. So we created a 2-way rating system to allow them to rate each other and us to highlight the good behaviors on the platform. And lastly, I think one of the most important things and the things I'm most passionate about around economic mobility is we're partnering with a lot of not-for-profit organizations, working with places like Goodwill that provide training and certification programs to allow workers that are interested in masonry to go get a training class for free, come out demanding higher wages and then experiencing economic mobility. So we're really excited to be part of NCIDEA, and we have a lot in store for us this summer. I think that's below 2 minutes as well.
Pretty good. So one of the things I remember from your interviews is when you set out with this, you've actually pivoted because you'd uncovered that what you thought was the main problem for the employers was not the main problem, and now you've sort of pivoted over. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you figured that out?
Yeah, so we did the Ventureprise launch program, and we thought the whole time our premise was how we're going to find workers. And we found out after that program, and probably middle of last summer, that it's actually somewhat easy to find workers and aggregate them because no one else is really doing it, and so providing a service to allow them to do that was great. We thought that our theory was employers will come. If we have the workers, they'll come. But we're finding that we need to do a little bit more due diligence on finding the right players within construction in an industry that's not exactly very innovative in terms of technology, to help them understand what this could be for them, understand their pain points better, and make sure that we're solutioning a software that really fixes their needs.
Great, thank you. So all of these folks will be upstairs with a table up there if you want to ask them additional questions. And one of the questions that we didn't get to is what they need from you. So if you have something that could be helpful for one of these companies, please talk to them. It takes a community to help build startups, and you may have some knowledge or some contacts that may help these folks out. So thank you.